Yes, so it don't read everywhere. Yes, it don't burst as residents are fleeing currently into the bushes as the unknown government has struck again. They have struck again on the government house and it don't read everywhere. Yes, my people, this is Exposed News TV. Without further ado, let us go into the details immediately. Yes, panic has gripped into the capital city as the unknown gunmen who were heavily armed have launched a brazen attack. Yes, the assault, which took place in the early hours of the morning, has left residents in shock and in nearby communities fleeing into surrounding bushes, fearing for their lives. The attack, according to the eyewitnesses, involved a group of masked gunmen who stormed the house premises with high caliber weapons, engaging in prolonged gun battle with security personnel stationed at the facility. Explosions and heavy gunfire were reported, with several government buildings sustaining significant damage. Local residents in the surrounding neighborhoods of Owerri woke up to the sounds of gunfire and explosions, forcing many to flee their homes in terror. Eyewitnesses described the scene as chaotic, with people abandoning their homes and running towards the outskirts of the city to seek safety. I had to grab my children and run, said a woman of three, a mother of three rather, who lives close. We didn't even take anything with us. The gunshots were so loud and everyone were running in different directions. I don't know when it will be safe to go back. The roads leading out of the city were reportedly clogged with cars and people on foot as families attempted to escape the escalating violence. Markets, schools, and businesses in the city were quickly, one way or another, put in chaos, and uneasy silence has been in that area. This attack marks the latest in a series of violent incidents linked to the UGM, a shadowy group that has carried out numerous assaults on government's facilities and security personnel in the southeastern region of Nigeria. Though the group's motives and affiliations remain unclear, their operations have heightened tensions in the region already marked by unrest. No group has yet claimed responsibility for the attack, but security analysts believe it is likely linked to broader grievances over perceived marginalization of the southeastern states and demands for greater autonomy. Of course, the government has come out that they have not yet, even though they have not yet released an official statement regarding it, but sources inside have confirmed that the security forces, are attempting to regain full control, and the military reinforcements have been deployed to the area, of course, with helicopters everywhere hovering. We are doing everything we can to bring the situation under control, said a source within the state's security apparatus. The attackers have been repelled for now, but we are still monitoring the situation. Casualty figures are yet to be confirmed, though there are unverified reports of multiple injuries and possible fatalities among security personnel. The extent of the damage to government property also remains unclear, but witness reported seeing some parts on fire. Of course, at this particular point, you would come to understand that there is rise in civilian safety security issues as a human rights groups and local organizations have expressed deep concern over the growing insecurity. The increasing attacks by the UGM, coupled with violent clashes between separatist groups and Nigerian security sources, have left communities. They have left communities living in fear. So my people, it is hot everywhere as we are talking, as we are saying it at the moment. Now so it be, now so it is hot. And my people, if you're listening to us now, just know that we are dropping every single thing we can on the news that comes up, no matter the time, no matter the day. Okay, the next news, the next audio you'll be hearing will be also related to everything that concerns the Biafra movement and the Biafra agitation as we continue to forge forward with the PM Simon Ewa. Enjoy.
Biafra. That he recognizes the importance of reaching out to people who his predecessors refused to have anything to do with. Donald Trump, maybe there is an opportunity. And I also think those around him, many of those who are coming in, share that willingness to challenge the status quo. And that is what you suffer from. And I will admit, when I first heard about what you were doing, I'm old enough, unfortunately, to remember the terrible war. I was young, but I still remember pictures on TV and pictures of starving children, the horrors that happened with that. And you all know that. I suspect almost all of you had people who suffered in that, friends and family who died and suffered the horrors of that, which can never be repeated. But what the status quo in Washington then is, we don't talk about such things, right? We put them away in a closet somewhere, and we say that issue's finished, nothing to be done, please don't bother us, we have other things to do. And when you sit in Washington, I have to tell you, it's very tempting to it's kind of the ultimate imperial city, where American policymakers view themselves as kind of on top, and their job is to speak to the world and deliver their judgment. Now, I am not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to tell Nigerians or Africans what to do. I do not live your experience. I do not go through your experience. I have not suffered what you have suffered. I have not had the frustrations that you have had. So the last thing I would ever do is to try to tell you, as if I know better than you, what you should do. But I want to encourage you to speak out, because you can carry the message forward. And that message needs to go to Washington, D.C. And that message needs to go to the White House when there's a new president. It needs to go to the Congress. Now the U.S. Senate will be controlled by Republicans as well. There's a chance there. It needs to go to think tanks, which matter, people who spend a lot of time, they publish lots of stuff. You know, they spend a lot of time thinking in theory, in meeting, but they need to hear your message, because today it's not a message that anyone really wants to talk about. But I think if you can get attention of the president, get attention of other leaders, this is an opportunity. And I want to encourage all of you, you have a cause that is just, a cause that is important. It is a cause that is compelling. And I think then nestle that within the larger argument. You know, this is an administration, current one, where the president only now, as he is about a month and a half away from leaving office, decided to visit Africa. That apparently he looked at a map one day and said, oh, I guess I wasn't there. Now we need, with the new administration, a president who comes in and says, I should go to Africa. I need to look at Africa. I need to understand Africa. And a good place for him to start is Nigeria. And if he starts, he should not start thinking of Abuja. He should start thinking about the people of Nigeria, wherever they live, and understanding how that government in Abuja and its security forces are not serving the people of Nigeria. Because the ultimate responsibility of any government is to protect your safety, is to protect your opportunities, to protect your freedom to worship and to live and to speak, and to protect a democratic future where you can choose your leaders freely and live in a free and democratic society. And that's not being done today by the government in Abuja. And Nigeria could lead Africa, but as I indicated, it looks like it's going in the wrong way. Well, a free Biafra could lead Nigeria. So I want you to take that message to Washington, that listening to you is an opportunity for the United States to help improve Africa and help Africa lead the world. Because as I indicated, again, you look around the world, virtually every country is shrinking. I mean, one can look at Europe, and much of Europe could theoretically disappear. I mean, the estimates on fertility rates, it's extraordinary. Even at China, by the end of the century, people talk about China being maybe 400 million people rather than 1.4 billion. Africa continues to have vitality. Africa continues to have life, and for the future can show the way. And that is the very good reason for the United States to have a president start with a visit to Africa, not end with a visit to Africa. To turn it around and say, I'm starting with the future. I'm starting with the possibilities. I'm starting with the opportunities. And again, a good place to start, if that's your policy, is Biafra. So let me, as I indicated, I'm not going to tell you what to do. But it looks to me like you know what you want to do. And I want to commend you, again, for your enthusiasm, for your willingness to gather here, for your willingness you've chosen leaders, you're pushing referendum, you're taking steps to make this vision, this dream, into a reality. And I just want to encourage you on that journey. This is your journey, not mine. It's not Donald Trump's journey. It's not an America's journey. Unfortunately, the United States has pushed a lot of people on journeys that didn't work out. But if you start on the journey and you are making the journey happen, then you can come to America and say, help us. So I want to conclude with a vision of a democratic and prosperous African continent, a democratic and prosperous Nigeria, and a democratic and prosperous Biafra. This is up to you to turn that kind of a vision into a reality. And I'm so happy again to see so much enthusiasm and a willingness to gather and to push this vision. And I want to thank you for inviting me to come to speak to you. Because I have to tell you, as someone who's been involved in American politics for a very long time, and has grown a little tired and a little cynical about American politics, I find this energizing and for me to go back to America. So thank you, Godspeed, and have a blessed new year. Thank you.
Yeah, that was a surprise. They said that we could not make it. You are not going to reach anywhere. They have the weapons. They have the power. They can do anything, and you can't use anything. You can't even use your brain. But this was a surprise. Somebody make some noise for the surprise. Yeah. That make me to remind myself of Biafra and us all here. Biafra is an element of surprise. Biafra is a shining light. Biafra is an element of surprise. Biafra is a shining light. Biafra is an element of surprise. Biafra is a shining. Biafra is an element of surprise. Biafra is a shining light. It's just like when they said that nothing good is going to come out of Jerusalem, Bethlehem. This is the hem, the home. One of our brothers here, his name is Bethel, the house of God. And this is what each and every individual of you is. Because Chukwu okike abịama bi n'ime gị, eziokwu anapụta. You're doing the rating, the truth. Blessed love, element of surprise.
All hail Biafra! All hail Biafra! Biafrans, another hands of applause for Mr. Dodd. Right. Okay. As we continue with our program, we call on Sister Olewunne. She will tell us what the group of sisters are doing to help Biafrans back home. Sister Olewunne.
Ndewon. My fellow Biafrans, distinguished guests, friends of Biafra, permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Today we gather here not just to recount the past, but to chart a new course towards a future filled with hope and self-determination. We stand on the shoulders of giants with history that stretches back centuries, encompassing triumphs, tragedies, sacrifice, blood, and an unyielding spirit of resilience. This speech is a tribute to the journey of our people, the Biafra people. From the depths of slavery to the emergence of the United States of Biafra, USB. It is a call to remember, to honor, and to forge ahead. The dark abyss of slavery. Our story begins in the heart of Igbo land, where our ancestors live in thriving communities, rich with culture, tradition, and a deep sense of kinship. However, the shadow of slavery casts a dark spell over our land in the 16th century. The transatlantic slave trade forcibly uprooted countless Biafran men, women, and children from their homes, shipped them across the Atlantic to endure unimaginable horror in foreign lands. Igbo slaves found themselves in various parts of the world, Brazil, Caribbean, the United States, and beyond. Despite the brutality of their conditions, they carried with them the indomitable Igbo spirit. In these foreign lands, they preserved their heritage through subtle acts of resistance, cultural retention, and community building. Survival and evolution. In the Americas, Igbo slaves were known for their resilience and ability to maintain aspects of their culture, identity. In Jamaica, the Igbos were called Ebo and were reputed for their strong sense of spirituality and community. In the United States, their legacy lives on in the Gulan culture of the Sea Islands, where the echoes of Igbo language custom can still be heard. In the story of Olod Ekwano, an Igbo man who was enslaved as a child but later bought his freedom and became the prominent abolitionist, is a testament to our people's endurance and ability to rise above adversity. His narrative, interesting narrative of the life of Olod Ekwano, is a poignant reminder of our past, a beacon of hope and a future, a beacon of hope for our future. The Biafran-Nigerian War, a struggle for self-determination. Fast forward to the mid-20th century, the dawn of independence in Africa brought new hope. But for the Biafrans, it also heralded a period of unimaginable pain and suffering. The political instability and ethnic tension in Nigeria led to the secession of Biafran in 1967. The Biafran-Nigerian War, also known as the Nigerian Civil War, was a brutal conflict that lasted for 3 years, from 1967 to 1970, claiming over 3 million lives of Biafrans. Accidentally, I was born in Biafra, not as a Nigerian. I was born during these years of existence of the sovereign state of Biafra. Many people wouldn't believe that I was born at this time. Perhaps that explains my unquenchable fire of Biafra that I carry. The war was characterized by immense suffering, particularly for the civilian population. The blockade imposed by the Nigerian government led to widespread famine, resulting in the death of millions of people, many of them children. Images of starving Biafran children shocked the world, highlighted the severe humanitarian crisis. Thanks to the intervention of many missionaries, organizations through the Biafran airlifts, by the effort of the Joint Church Airlift, the GCA, Catholic Relief Services, the RCS, Caritas International, missionary priests and sisters, particularly the Holy Ghost Fathers from Ireland, Bishop Shanahan. They did a tremendous job in Olo, and you can still be there. You can still see it today. The wonderful College of Boys and Girls, Bishop Shanahan College in Olo, still functioning, still standing. Many Biafrans lived lives were saved because of their efforts. Many lives were saved. The missionaries did a tremendous job in Biafra during the war. Despite the overwhelming odds, the Biafran people displayed incredible resilience, innovation. During and even after the war, Biafrans were stripped of everything they owned in the same Nigeria. They were integrated back into, regardless of your possession, network, or your bank balance. The Nigerian government seized all, gave Biafrans a mere sum of £20 to restart their lives. Yet, Biafran, my people, survived. They thrive till this day, but the pains of oppression and injustice remain ingrained in our hearts. The emergence of the United States of Biafra, the USB. war ended in 1970 with Biafrans reintegrated into Nigeria, but Nigeria covertly continued the war against Biafra in principle, so the dream of self-determination never died. Over the years, the desire for sovereign Biafra has cemented. The desire for a sovereign Biafra has cemented, fueled by continued marginalization, economic deprivation, and political exclusion. Today, we stand at a critical junction in our history. The United States of Biafra, the USB, represents not just a political entity, but a vision of society founded on the principles of justice, equity, prosperity for all citizens. It is a call for self-governance, where the rights and aspirations of the Biafran people are fully recognized and respected. It is a reclamation of our identity, our rights to chart our destiny. Conclusion, Biafrans, let's go home. It's time to go home. As we embark on this journey towards the United States of Biafra today, let us remember the sacrifices of our ancestors, from the dark days of slavery to the struggle for independence and the quest for self-determination. Let us honor their memory by building a nation that upholds the values of freedom, equity, unity, and progress. We call upon the international community to support our quest for self-determination. Recognizing the historical injuries and the enduring spirit of the Biafran people, we ask for peaceful, constructive dialogue with Nigeria, aiming for a solution that respects the rights, aspirations of all parties involved. My fellow Biafrans, it is time to go home. Let us rise, united and determined, to build the United States of Biafra, a beacon of hope and a testament to our enduring spirit of our people. Take home what it takes to get freedom is different from what it takes to stay free. Remember that. What it takes to get your freedom is different from what it takes to keep yourself free. It's two different things. Independent and staying free and building your nation is two different things. The first set we finished. The second set is just beginning. At this juncture, may I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama bless our leader, Ohomadike one of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. May he bless may he bless our indefatigable Prime Minister, His Excellency. The good guy. The good guy. Because of him, we are all here today, because of him. By the time they got to Nnamdi Kanu, if our Prime Minister didn't come up, we wouldn't be here today. Another round of applause for him.
Firebrand, 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 at Biafra.
May he bless our Chief of Staff.
Oh yes, British Cabinet Lions and Lioness, COS, the Lioness. Oh
they
yes.
when they got our Prime Minister, nobody will come to Finland. We are here today saying it's Biafrans, not just the Prime Minister. Biafrans are speaking. Yes. And I thank us Chief of Staff for standing up and taking them one blow, 7 apple down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I also thank the Brigade. The Brigade are wonderful people. The Brigade is the team that brought all of us here today. Clap for them, please. May God bless us. God loves us so much. This is the last miracle on earth, as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. Biafra is the last miracle on earth. And nobody can stop Biafra. No man born of a woman can